In the 8th year after the Hijrah, Medina was no longer just a sanctuary. It was the heart of a growing community, radiating faith and purpose across the sands of Arabia. A single rider, al-Harith ibn Umayr al-Azdi, was dispatched north. He was not a soldier of war, but a carrier of a message, addressed to the ruler of Busra under the Byzantine Empire. When he reached the territory of the Ghassanids, his sacred immunity as an envoy was shattered. Shurabil ibn Amr committed a crime that declared war against the laws of nations. The envoy was bound and executed. This was the only known messenger of the Prophet to be killed, a violation of the ancient desert code that could not go unanswered. When the news reached Medina, the atmosphere changed instantly. The community understood the gravity of the moment. Justice required a response that would reach the very borders of the empire. The Prophet called for an expedition. 3,000 men answered. It was the largest force they had ever assembled, a testament to the weight of the mission ahead. As horses were prepared and blades sharpened, the focus was not on conquest, but on the defense of the sanctity of human life and the message they carried. The Prophet gave clear instructions. Do not kill a woman, a child, or the elderly. Do not destroy homes. Do not cut down trees. Even in the face of murder, justice had strict limits. 3 commanders were appointed: Zayd ibn Harithah, then Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, and finally Abdullah ibn Rawahah. 3 banners for a journey into the unknown. The army set out, marching farther north than any force from Medina had ever traveled. They moved with a quiet discipline that echoed across the vast plains of the Hijaz. They passed beyond the familiar lands of Arabia and reached the region of Ma'an. There, scouts returned with news that would test the heart of every man present. They were not facing a tribal garrison. Reports spoke of tens of thousands, Byzantine soldiers and their allies. 3,000 were facing a storm of steel. For a moment, uncertainty spread. Some suggested waiting for reinforcements, but one voice rose above the doubt, the voice of the poet-warrior Abdullah ibn Rawahah. "We do not fight by numbers or strength," he reminded them. "We fight with this religion that Allah has honored us with." The decision was made to advance. The armies met near the village of Mutah. The battle began with a ferocity that shook the desert. Zayd ibn Harithah was the first to carry the banner into the storm. For years, Zayd had been among the closest to the Prophet. He advanced without hesitation, leading the charge into the heart of the Byzantine ranks. Amidst the chaos of swords and shields, Zayd fell. The banner dropped, but the spirit of the army remained unbroken as the next commander rushed forward. Ja'far ibn Abi Talib lifted the banner. He dismounted his horse to fight on foot, showing a bravery that would be immortalized in history. He fought until his last breath. The banner fell once more as Ja'far joined his brother Zayd among the martyrs. The weight of the battlefield now fell upon the shoulders of Abdullah ibn Rawahah. Reminding himself of the promise of the hereafter, Abdullah charged. He too fell, and for a heartbeat, the fate of the 3,000 hung in the balance. In that moment of crisis, the companions turned to Khalid ibn al-Walid. He took the banner and immediately reorganized the lines. 9 swords would break in his hands that day. Khalid understood that direct victory was impossible. During the night, he devised a masterpiece of strategy, shifting the wings and the rear to create the illusion of reinforcements. When the enemy awoke, they saw new faces and heard unfamiliar cries. Fearing a massive reinforcement, they hesitated, allowing Khalid to execute a disciplined withdrawal. While the battle raged hundreds of miles away, the Prophet sat among his companions in Medina, describing the battle as though it were unfolding before his very eyes. "Zayd has been martyred," he said. "Then Ja'far, then Abdullah." He wept for his brothers, then his face brightened. Then the banner was taken by one of the swords of Allah. From that day forward, Khalid ibn al-Walid was known as Saifullah, the sword of Allah. Mutah was a turning point that would echo through the ages. 3 commanders had fallen, but their sacrifice forged a path into the north. Medina was now a power that the great empires of the world would soon have to recognize. The expedition was complete, the community was stronger, and the road toward the greatest event in Islamic history, the return to Mecca, had truly begun. Join us next time as we witness the peaceful and triumphant return to the sacred city, the conquest of Mecca. History is written by those who have the patience to wait for the light. Follow us into the next chapter of Muslim history in minutes.